This chapter covers aspects of event marketing, including things that set sports apart from marketing other products, developing a marketing plan, event promotion, why people want to attend sporting events, as well as retaining participants. Here are some things that set marketing sport apart from other products or services. So sport is simultaneously produced and consumed. This means that while you're watching the game or you're participating in an event, you are seeing the production, but you're also taking it in at the same time. There's high fan identification, so we know that people are really into certain teams, people are really into certain sports, and that they're really invested in these things. There's a hidden cost of attendance, meaning if you just buy tickets to a game, chances are you may buy some concessions and you may buy some merchandise. And finally, there's a social aspect. People want to go to attend things or participate in events because they want to interact with others. When developing a marketing plan, you want it to have the following components. The first is data analysis. So identifying the event, describing the customers or potential customers, discussing and analyzing the competition in the environment, essentially a SWOT analysis. You want to set some goals, so performance goals that are consistent with the organization's overall goals, again, with the SMART acronym, specific, measurable objectives that identify your targets. Next, you want to identify target markets. So basically, you analyze your consumer data and then figure out who are the people you want to try to market to. Next is the marketing mix. So marketing tactics based on product, place, price, and promotion. And then finally, a section on implementation. So this would include details of what will have to take place in order to actually use this marketing plan. Target markets are selected based on the segment's interest in the event, the likelihood of buying, size of the event, as well as accessibility. So segments are groups of consumers or potential consumers with similar attributes, attitudes, or behaviors that you want to identify. First, you can look at demographics, so identifying groups based on population characteristics such as age, gender, ethnicity, geographic location, income, and education, or through psychographic segmentation. So it's identifying groups based on psychological characteristics such as lifestyle, personality, opinions, and values. Product usage refers to identifying groups based on how often or how much they use the product. And then product benefits consists of identifying groups based on the benefits consumers seek from the event. Once you identify the target market, you can develop the marketing mix with the idea that it will appeal to that group of people. So the product is defined as the unit of exchange designed to satisfy needs and provide benefits to the event participant and spectator. In this, you may want to focus on the uniqueness of the event and the ancillaries that may come along with it, such as a halftime show and things of that nature. In the price, you want to make sure things like, is it relative to your competition? Do people want to pay for it? Is there consumer demand? You also probably want to factor in the cost of the event production so you're not losing money. Basically, the ultimate question is the price worth it to the customer? Place is an issue that can be related to time, when's the event, and location, where's the event. Finally, promotion embodies the methods marketers use to communicate with customers. The purpose is to stimulate interest in, awareness of, and ultimately purchase of the product. Along with your marketing and promotion plans, spectators have a number of different reasons they want to attend a sporting event. So I've already talked about the socialization piece on a previous slide that makes sport unique. So people want to go and interact with others. Second is performance. They attend to appreciate the grace and elegance of the events. The next is excitement that sport provides. Fourth is esteem. This refers to the need to feel a sense of accomplishment when a team or athlete wins. And then finally, diversion, which is basically to get away from your your routine or mundane or everyday stresses. If you want people to actually participate in your event, like American Ninja Warrior, you want to keep them informed of registration periods, of the schedule of events, accommodations, food, and so on. You want to have your organization efficiently set up so that people aren't waiting in lines for things, that they can find the information that they need, that there are welcome materials. So maybe it's a bag of information with different hotel information, food, things to do around the city, that your staff is well trained so that they can point people in the right direction or have the answers for them. And then finally, you want to thank participants after the event is over so that they feel good about participating in your event. A brand is an important component of the marketing mix and promotion. A brand is defined as the combination of names, symbols, slogans, or logos that identify a product and distinguish it from other products. The goal is to have an event where the mention of the name generates recognition, attention, and awareness. There are a few factors to consider when determining how much your event is going to cost people. The first is figuring out what your expenses are so that you can make sure you can cover the cost of those expenses. 2, determining consumer demand. Do people really want to attend this event or not? Figuring out how much your competitors are charging for tickets or for sponsorship. And then looking at your own goals and objectives. So depending on what your goals are, those might drive how much you price your event. There are a few different price tactics you can use if you're trying to sell tickets to an event. Maybe you're just focusing on single tickets. You could also look at group packages where you're trying to reach out to maybe college students, senior citizens, youth sport, or do an all-inclusive ticket package, which basically is the cost of admission plus these other factors. Maybe you're doing cost of admission plus parking and food and beverage. And the fourth one on this slide is a package deal. So this could be trying to sell tickets to multiple games or events. The final 3 tactics are variable pricing. So if you have an event that starts early in the morning, in order to get people at that morning component, maybe you make the price a little bit lower so that it attracts people to the earlier time. Or dynamic pricing, as the event gets higher demand, you start to charge more money to try to take advantage of the consumer demand. And then finally, complimentary, essentially giving out tickets. If people don't know about your event or don't know about the sport that's being played and you're trying to generate a higher level of interest, maybe you give out some free tickets to try to get some other groups involved that may not know who you are or what the event is about. In terms of sales promotion, there are a lot of different sales promotion techniques, as this picture indicates. You have price promotion, so a buy one, get one. Maybe there's a coupon, or you're doing a loyalty program for people that have been going to the events, like your season ticket holders or something. Maybe they get a discount on some other activity. There's value added promotion. So maybe if you run a camp in a clinic, the people who attend the camp in the clinic then get either discounted or a complimentary ticket to the event. And then there's a whole list of other things that are different sales promotions here on the slide. Once you've identified your marketing mix, you want to promote your event. So you start with effective communication, so explaining the event, the time, location, and so on. Set objectives for promotional programs. So promotional objectives are statements about what they want to accomplish through the promotional program. And then finally, event marketers need to have a message and choose what communication tools use to get the message out. The chapter also identifies some promotion strategies specific to website marketing. The first one is having a marketable URL, which means having a very clear website link that people, if they just heard of the event, if they don't have access to a hyperlink, can easily type in and then it pulls up your website. You may also want to make your website interactive, have a chat bot so that if people have questions, they can get some answers right away, or a form on the website where they can send in some information and then get some information back, maybe via email. You also want to make sure, and this should be pretty obvious, but you want to update your content regularly so it accurately reflects the information for the event. And finally, to make it mobile friendly so that it's easy to read on a phone, since many people now access things mostly through their phone. Another event promotion set of strategies is related to social media. The first is to have a strategy for all the platforms that you use. You also want to make each platform unique. So there should be different types of content based on whether you're going to put out a tweet, if you're posting to Instagram, if you're using Snapchat, or if you're using Facebook. Each one of those things should have a different type of content designed to engage a different set of users, while at the same time communicating the goals and objectives of the event. Obviously, you want to use your social media to interact with users, to engage with them, to get them interested, keep them engaged, and ideally it'll turn into them attending your event. And use social media to drive sales. So put out posts and links. Maybe first 100 people that respond to a Twitter post get a discount or get a free shirt if they buy tickets. So you want to use those social media to drive sales for merchandise, drive sales for sponsors, and drive sales for tickets. Creating community support is a good way to get people to attend or participate in your event. Working with local community leaders and politicians would also help the community invest in your event and may make you get some media attention. Creating advisory boards would be beneficial as well, because they may have information if you're not from that area that you wouldn't otherwise know. And then finally, recruit host committees are a little bit different from advisory boards, and they assist in the specific functions beyond advising, so specific putting on the event and things related to that. Ultimately, marketing sport is a little bit different than marketing other products or services due to the high level of investment people have with teams or with the events they may want to participate in. In addition, there are some hidden costs to event attendance, like buying food, buying alcohol, maybe buying some merchandise. But people want to attend those events so that they can interact with others. Developing a good marketing plan, which includes identifying the target market and creating a strong brand, will help events become successful.